Alright, welcome to this video. We're going to be talking about dimensional analysis today and converting within the metric system. I am using this new app and I'm using my iPad to video record my screen. So work with me here. May not go as smoothly as I'd like, but we'll do our best here. Ads might pop up here. Just don't worry about those. Pay attention to what I'm saying. Alright, so what I just want to talk about, the easiest way to do this is just talk about just a number here. Okay. All right, so we start with this number. We got a decimal right here, and all we need to do is talk about the number place. All right, so the 7 is obviously in the ones place. Okay, the 6 is in tens. 5 is hundreds. I know the spelling's not good on this iPad, but maybe I'll just do numbers. So this 4 is in the thousands place. Okay, so I know this seems pretty simple right now, but this is the basics of converting within the metric system. All right, so going on to the other side of the decimal, this is the tenths place. Okay, this is the hundredths. Okay, this is 1,000ths. Okay, so this is the basics. So as you notice, going from one number to the next, okay, we just multiplied by 10. Okay, if we multiply each of those by 10, okay, we're going to get that next number. Even over here, tenths, hundredths, thousandths. And that's what the metric system is based off of. All right. So that's what we'll go over
Ready,
here.
Set,
okay, and that's
set.
why. Sorry about that. Okay, that's why the metric system is so useful for us, is because it's just based off of number 10. It's very easy to multiply, divide by those numbers. Okay, so what I want to talk about now is kind of the same thing. Okay, just put it into prefix form, that the prefixes we use for the metric system, and they're going to mean the same numbers that we just talked about. Okay, so translate that over here to I guess you can call it this slide. Okay, so acronym that we need to remember, and the acronym that you've used before when converting within the metric system, is King, Henry, died, buy, drinking, chocolate, milk. All right, so remember this. This right here will be our decimal point, just like the previous slide. All right, so this base is our ones place. Okay, so this is ones. Okay, so what can go here? It can be any base term in the metric system. It could be liters, it could be grams, it could be meters. Okay, for right now I just want to talk to meters because that's the one that we're most familiar with, but this works the same in any of those units. All right, so let's just start here. Let's go to the left. We'll start and we'll go to these prefixes. So these prefixes down here, this means this is deca. Okay, and deca means 10. Okay, so if we put that prefix from our base term, okay, we could say decameter, and that means 10 meters. Okay, so that's all we're doing here, is putting a prefix onto our base term. Okay, this is hecto. Okay, and hecto means 100. Okay, hectometer, 100 meters. And then K is kilo. Okay, this means 1,000. Okay, that's important to know here. On the right side of the decimal, okay, we'll start here. And this D, okay, gets a little confusing, but this D stands for deci. All right, decimeter, okay, would be a tenth of a meter. All right, so deci means 1/10. Okay, this is a pretty familiar one that you should know. Okay, this is centi. Okay, centimeter is what we normally find here or see, and centi means 100. Okay, and then our last one here means milli. Okay, millimeters might be something that you are familiar with, and this means 1/1000th of a meter. Okay, or 1 millimeter. Okay, so just exactly what I have here from our previous slide, just our numbers here. Okay, our fourth decimal place over means 1,000. Okay, 100, 10, ones. You notice all of those are based off the number 10. Deci, centi, milli, all by the number 10. So pretty easy stuff here. And we're just going to translate what we know from this and this acronym. King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk. That'll help you to remember how to convert within the metric system. All right, I'll erase here and see what type of advertisement we get. Hey, nothing. All right, great. So we'll go on. I'm just going to go through a couple of examples here on how to convert within the metric system. So let's say that we have 1.35 kilometers, and we want to know how many meters that is. Okay, we don't know that. Okay, so we want to try to find how many meters 1.5 kilometers is. So what we need to do here is always write down our given. So our given is 1.35 kilometers, including the units. And when we use conversions, we use the dimensional analysis, or else we sometimes call it the unit factor method, because we do this by factors, or by fractions, multiplying fractions. All right, so what the easiest way to do this is look at your unit, and that's kilometers. Whatever is on top is what you are going to put on bottom, okay, of the next fraction. Okay, why is that? Because you want these units to cancel out, and you only want the unit that you want left. So our unit that we want left is meters. So what we need to do here now, okay, we need to determine how many meters are in 1 kilometer. So if we look back, okay, to our previous slides, okay, maybe you can rewind this and look at that. Okay, kilo means 1,000, so we know that 1 kilometer equals 1,000 meters. Okay, so how do I do this here? Okay, we know that 1 kilometer is the biggest unit here out of meters and kilometers, so we're just going to put the 1 by that. Okay, also our units cross out, and we know there's 1,000 meters in 1 kilometer. Okay, so what we do is just multiply across, and what we should come up with is 1,350 meters is our answer. All right, and you notice, just try to get this in your head. I know it might be difficult at first, you might get this mixed around, but we'll have plenty of practice with this, is if we start from a bigger unit going to a smaller unit, okay, we are always going to multiply across. If we go from a smaller unit to a bigger unit, we're going to divide. So let me look at an example here after this advertisement. All right, so let's go to an example of a smaller unit to a bigger unit. All right, so this one's going to be kind of more advanced here. Let's start with 10,333 millimeters, and we want to know how many kilometers that is. Okay, so what we start with is 10,333. All right, and what we're going to do here is make our fraction. We're going to put what we know. Oh, I forgot my unit. Millimeter, what we know. Okay, we know that it's millimeters up here, so we're going to need millimeters down at the bottom. Okay, and usually when we do this, it's easier just to know that we need to stop at our base unit. If we're converting from millimeters to kilo or kilometers, we have our base unit in the middle there. So it's easiest just to stop there because those are easier numbers to work with. Okay, so we have millimeters, and then we need to stop at our base unit going across, so that would be meters. Okay, and which one's bigger? The bigger one's meters, so we're going to put a 1 beside there, and we need to ask ourselves, how many millimeters are in 1 meter? Okay, and that's 1,000. There's 1,000 millimeters in 1 meter. Okay, so we have millimeters crossed out here. Okay, and we are not done yet because we're not at kilometers. Okay, we want to get to kilometers. So we need to put meters at the bottom, and now we can get to kilometers. Okay, and now we need to ask yourself, which one's bigger? Okay, kilometers are bigger. Okay, kilo means 1,000, so we know that. And then, how many meters are in 1 kilometer? We know that's 1,000. All right, so we're going to take that, and we're going to multiply across. Okay, obviously, we have 10,333 on top, multiply in the bottom, okay, and that is 1 million. Okay, so what we need to do here is divide that by 1,000,000, okay, and that we should get 0.010333 kilometers. Okay, obviously this is a lot easier with your calculator to do this. I just did that in my head here, so you can always check your work by using the calculator there. So that is how we do dimensional analysis. Okay, just some keys here. Always start with your known. Okay, then look at the unit. Put the unit at the bottom of the fraction. Make sure they cross out, they match and cross out. Always put your wanted unit on top. Okay, and if you're where you need to be, multiply across and get your answer. If you're not where you need to be, like we have here, we need to do another fraction. Okay, cancel out, so we have meters canceling out, leaving us with kilometers there. So you know, it's just a step-by-step process. Just keep it simple, and you should be fine. If you have any questions after this video, let me know. And if you do not have any questions, you can go ahead and start on the worksheet that you have using dimensional analysis.